Puffin here with your Antifa News Briefa for August 25th, 2021. I was making an analogy, I didn't have enough time to finish it, about Israeli policy towards Palestinians and cops in America and oppressive governments everywhere, especially those that are propped up by the United States. And how I'm reminded in an analogy of my dogs barking at the neighbor's dogs through the fence. It's a constant thing, keeps happening. But I wanted to give some disclaimers about the analogy. I'm not comparing anyone to dogs or anything like that. It's an analogy. And I love my dogs. I love my dogs far more than anyone on this planet loves Putin or Trump. But the point is, you can love somebody or love something, like you can love the police or love the state of Israel, and hate something that they're doing. I love my dogs. I hate the fact that they bark at my neighbor's dogs. I wish they were trained better to not do that. But the point of making this analogy is to say that my dogs are the aggressors in the situation, and I'm always having to pull them back, pull them back, pull them back. If you have an aggressor that you're always having to pull back, the real solution is to stop them from being aggressive in the first place. So train my dogs not to bark at the neighbor's dogs. Since I haven't taken that step, I'm always pulling them back. This is just like your over-empowered police force or oppressive governments the United States props up. You might try to pull them back, but if you're pulling them back from a bad policy, my dog's policy of barking at the neighbor's dogs just stresses everybody out. And my dogs are the aggressors. So if I can stop them from doing that, stop the aggression entirely, then it's just peaceful. It's fine because they're not a threat on the other side of the fence. They might eventually start barking if I let my dogs bark too long. And I just feel like it's a bad influence. I'm a bad influence in the neighborhood by having these dogs that are aggressive, at least barking. Now, one of them's a Chihuahua, and it's like you can get her to stop barking if you're just constantly petting her. Just bring her back over and constantly pet her. This reminds me of a solution for Trump that I came up with, because apparently people get really mad if you put him in jail. So maybe put him in a baby jumper or a baby carrier, and just tickle his little tongue and say, "Who killed 700,000 Americans? You did." And just keep him happy, but keep him close and keep him restrained. But yeah, it's just like, I love my dogs. I can pet the Chihuahua, or, I've always thought it was strange people would keep Chihuahuas in a handbag or let them sit in a handbag. But it's like, if they want that constant attention and that constant connection, then it makes sense. Maybe let them ride in a handbag. And so I feel like that's an analogy for, if you can restrain these forces that are more powerful and keep them comfortable, keep the powerful force comfortable, keep the oppressor comfortable so he doesn't feel like oppressing, then you can lessen the oppression. But the real goal is to end the war. This is all in response to them saying they want to shrink the Palestinian conflict instead of ending it. Just end it. Just like defund the police is the ultimate solution, but really it really means is repurpose that whole organization so that it doesn't have this culture anymore, just like I need to train my dogs. So hope that analogy helps, that when you want peace, you just can then identify the aggressor and stop